The excitement surrounding the upcoming iPhone 17 Pro is reaching a fever pitch as Apple fans, tech enthusiasts, and industry insiders eagerly await its grand reveal. With less than a month left before Apple officially unveils the iPhone 17 lineup, rumors and leaks are pouring in, giving us a clearer picture of what to expect. While Apple is famously secretive about its flagship devices, the leaks this year suggest that the iPhone 17 Pro may be one of the most ambitious upgrades in Apple's history, particularly in the areas of camera technology, battery performance, design refinements, and storage options. If the information we're hearing proves accurate, the iPhone 17 Pro could set an entirely new standard for smartphones and reaffirm Apple's dominance in the global market. One of the most talked about upgrades is undoubtedly the camera system. Apple has always prioritized photography and videography on the iPhone, with each generation introducing refinements that push the boundaries of mobile imaging. The iPhone 17 Pro is rumored to feature a significant leap forward with its telephoto camera, potentially moving from a 12-megapixel sensor to a massive 48-megapixel telephoto lens. If true, this would mark the very first time an iPhone offers a triple 48-megapixel camera system: main, ultra-wide, and telephoto. This type of setup would give users unprecedented flexibility for shooting everything from sweeping landscapes to highly detailed portraits. More importantly, leaks suggest that the new telephoto lens will include continuous optical zoom capabilities, which could allow for fluid zoom transitions across multiple focal lengths rather than being locked into fixed zoom levels. This alone would be a game changer for mobile photography, as continuous optical zoom is something typically reserved for professional DSLR or mirrorless cameras. Now let's talk about zoom performance, because this is where things get especially interesting. Previous leaks had suggested that Apple might reduce its maximum optical zoom from 5x to 3.5x, which understandably disappointed many Apple fans. But the latest rumors contradict that narrative and instead indicate that Apple may actually increase zoom capability to a stunning 8x optical zoom. The big question here is how Apple plans to implement this without compromising image quality. One possibility is that Apple could use a sensor cropping method similar to the one introduced with the iPhone 14 Pro's main camera. With this technique, the sensor captures an ultra-high resolution image and then crops into a 12-megapixel portion, delivering sharp results without noticeable loss of quality. So, the telephoto lens on the iPhone 17 Pro might offer 4x zoom at 48 megapixels, with the ability to crop into the sensor to achieve 8x zoom at 12 megapixels. Alternatively, Apple may have engineered an entirely new telephoto module capable of producing true 8x optical zoom at 48 megapixels, which would be unprecedented in smartphone photography. Either way, this upgrade would significantly elevate the iPhone's capabilities, making it one of the most versatile smartphone cameras in the world. But camera rumors don't end there. Another possibility on the table is the inclusion of a variable aperture system for the main lens, reminiscent of what we've seen on older flagship devices like the Samsung Galaxy S9 and newer models like the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. A variable aperture would allow the lens to physically adjust between wide and narrow openings, giving users more creative control over depth of field and low-light performance. Imagine being able to capture professional-style portraits with beautiful background blur, and then instantly switch to a narrower aperture for razor-sharp group photos or landscapes. Some analysts believe this feature might debut on the iPhone 18 series, but there's still hope that Apple could surprise us with its inclusion in the iPhone 17 Pro lineup. Another area where the iPhone 17 Pro could shine is in video recording. For years, Apple has been the leader in smartphone video, with filmmakers and content creators often praising the iPhone as the best tool for mobile cinematography. With the introduction of a 48-megapixel telephoto sensor, the iPhone 17 Pro could finally unlock 8K video recording. While Android competitors like Samsung have supported 8K for years, Apple has been noticeably absent in this department. However, Apple's decision to wait might have been strategic. Early implementations of 8K on rival devices often produced underwhelming results, with video quality that looked worse than 4K due to processing limitations. But now, with more powerful chipsets and advanced image processing, Apple may finally be ready to deliver 8K recording that actually looks stunning. Having 8K video on all three lenses, main, ultra-wide, and telephoto, would make the iPhone 17 Pro a powerhouse for videographers. Even if most consumers don't own 8K televisions, the ability to crop into footage without losing sharpness or to future-proof your video library makes 8K incredibly valuable. Moving beyond the camera, we have to address one of the most important aspects of any smartphone: battery life. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is rumored to feature a massive $5,000 mAh battery, which would be the largest ever on an iPhone. This represents a nearly 10% increase over the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it finally puts Apple on equal footing with Samsung's Galaxy Ultra devices, which have offered $5,000 mAh batteries for years. But knowing Apple, it won't just be about raw capacity. The company is expected to use more advanced battery chemistry, possibly silicon-carbon battery technology, which allows for greater energy density, reduced degradation over time, and faster charging capabilities. Combined with the efficiency improvements of the upcoming A19 Pro chip, users could realistically see 2 full days of battery life under moderate usage, which would be a dream scenario for heavy users. And Apple isn't just thinking about battery capacity. They're also looking at repairability and sustainability. One of the most intriguing leaks about the iPhone 17 Pro is the introduction of a new electrically debonding adhesive for its battery. This system, first tested on the iPhone 16 lineup, makes it much easier to remove the battery during repairs. Instead of pulling on fragile tabs that often snap, technicians could apply a small electrical charge to release the adhesive, allowing the battery to simply lift out. This innovation could dramatically reduce repair costs, extend device longevity, and support Apple's ongoing environmental goals.